tonight, preparing for a lockdown. Gyms across Minnesota get ready to close their doors, but not without concern. Plus, 2 counties in Wisconsin plan to recount votes from the presidential election after a request from the Trump campaign. And why Duluth International Airport denied President Trump's request to hold a rally just days before the election.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Welcome to the CBS3 News. You're looking at the lift bridge in Canal Park this evening. It's lit purple to honor lives lost to COVID-19, along with many other landmarks across the state, including Anger Tower and the giant hockey stick in Eveleth. Governor Walz requested this as a way to remember, mourn, and honor lives lost to the virus. Good evening, I'm Kristen Vaki. Thanks for joining us. The governor making this request at a time when we continue to see infection rates and deaths rise. Today, Minnesota saw more than 7,800 new confirmed COVID-19 cases, along with 72 new deaths, raising the case total to just over 249,900 and the death toll to nearly 3,100. Meanwhile, Wisconsin saw 6,635 new confirmed COVID-19 cases, along with 83 more deaths, raising the case total to more than 338,000 and the death toll to nearly 2,900. Minnesota gyms are getting ready to shut down for the next 4 weeks. That's after Governor Tim Walz announced new COVID-19 restrictions, and Duluth gym owners are not happy. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez spoke to 2 owners who say people need an outlet to release their stress now more than ever before.
We've been through this before, and we'll get through it.
Time is ticking to get your last workouts in at the gym before Saturday.
People don't want to work out at home. That's why they came here in the first place.
That's when Governor Walz's new COVID-19 restrictions go into effect. One of the restrictions is shutting down fitness centers for 4 weeks. Walz saying it's a place where people gather and could possibly spread COVID-19, adding to the uptick in cases. State data shows nearly 750 COVID-19 cases have been linked to gyms statewide. But owner of Impact Sports Training in Duluth, Dr. Chris Bell, says his gym and others have taken a lot of safety precautions to make sure that doesn't happen.
Everybody is social distancing. People wear masks when they walk in.
Bell says exercise not only helps one's physical health, but more importantly, mental health too.
Combats risk of depression, suicide, loneliness. The hormonal effects are very positive. We try to make this the best part of every person's day that walks through the door.
Something that we all need to focus on a little more, especially right now, says owner of Aerial Athletics, Ryan King.
Coming in here and being able to kind of let out some stress is a huge thing.
King adds he's even seen an increase of people signing up for his program lately.
Yeah, over the last few weeks, we've had people join and sign up.
But for now, they'll be getting their classes virtually.
We're trying to make it so that it's still exciting, so that people can still be motivated, that they still will put their workout time in their day, and we can be there to, help them get through this 4 weeks.
IST is allowing their clients to rent out a piece of equipment, and they're rolling out virtual classes as well. With another shutdown on the horizon and hospital beds in Minnesota filling up, Governor Tim Walz is calling for help from the federal government. The Democrat wrote a letter to leadership in the U.S. House and Senate to provide more relief for working families and businesses across the state. At a news briefing this afternoon, Governor Walz was joined with leaders from healthcare systems across the state. There, he said he knows how hard the latest shutdown will be for people, but added it's what's necessary to slow the latest rise in cases and allow hospitals to care for their current patients while saving room for new ones and providing relief for healthcare workers.
Every healthcare system in Minnesota agrees with the moves that we're making. They find no pleasure in this. They find no joy in this. They know how painful this is to families, and it's painful to them.
Minnesota currently has about 300 ICU beds and 2,200 standard beds available across the entire state. Critical care beds in the eastern half of the state are at more than 90% capacity. Duluth elementary school students made the switch to distance learning today. Middle and high school students have already been learning from home. Due to a rise in infections, Superintendent John Magus is tentatively planning for elementary students to return to a hybrid model on December 14th. While in distance learning, the district will continue to provide bagged meals for pickup when school is in session. A Duluth homeless shelter has its first COVID-19 case. Now they're helping quarantine people who don't have a place to go. Chum did not say when the person who tested positive was at the shelter. Now they're testing others who were there at the same time. They're also moving people to a designated quarantine hotel, something the county and Chum have been planning for the past several months. In the meantime, Chum's shelter is closed for deep cleaning. They hope to reopen on Monday. Anyone needing emergency shelter should still go to Chum. They'll point them toward testing and safe quarantine options. One of central Wisconsin's largest health systems is planning to send some coronavirus patients home in order to make sure there are enough hospital beds. Aspirus officials say they're hoping to free up beds for the, quote, sickest of the sick. Aspirus CEO says facilities at its Wausau hospital are nearly full and staff resources are strained. The hospital is going to move some patients into home care. They say they will rely on nursing calls and telecommunication. They will also ask patients' family members to help provide care. Let's head over to Dave for a look at the weather. Dave, pretty nice out there today, actually, for November.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We had a partly sunny sky as a low-pressure system continues to pass by our area. The warm front of the low made it into the 50s for some towns here today. Wow. And now around sunset time, the mixed bag of a little bit of clear and a little bit of cloud sure made things beautiful over Northland Constructors there. Nice golden hue to the sky. Well, as we go through the overnight hours here tonight, I think the clouds are going to get thicker and become closer towards overcast, and that'll help induce a chance for a rain-snow mix in our region. There is a 40% chance region-wide for the rain-snow mix overnight tonight, which could make the roads just a little bit slippery for the morning commute. And the chance for the precip may stick around through the early morning hours and then fade away as the day goes on, returning towards a partly sunny sky. But one thing that won't return will be the warmer than normal conditions. Again, today we got into the 50s for some places. Tomorrow the 30s may be the best we can manage. I'll talk about if that's what's going to be with us for the rest of the week ahead or another warm surge is coming our way in just a few more minutes.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Dave. Well, here's a live look at the deck. With Governor Walz implementing new restrictions, most of the activities that were scheduled there for December have now been canceled. CBS 3's Kendall Jarbo describes how hard of a hit this will be for the convention center.
Just to give you an idea of the financial whiplash the deck is going through right now, they had 4 events planned for December 5th and thought they might have to hire more people to staff them all. But now they're once again considering more layoffs. 8 months ago, during the pandemic, the deck's revenue is down 53%. That's more than $6 million. Almost 400 employees were permanently laid off in September. The only outside assistance the deck received is $50,000 in a CARES grant from St. Louis County. With the state's new executive order, almost all events scheduled, including youth hockey, curling club activities, and some recitals over the next 4 weeks are canceled. The deck's interim executive director, Roger Reinert, says they've taken a huge financial hit, but finances aren't the only challenge.
The biggest challenge of the new executive order is just really the blow to the morale of the staff. Staff have been working really hard doing 2 or 3 jobs because of the limited staff that we have left.
Because of exceptions in Walz's order, not all deck events have been cut. The Bulldog women's hockey team still play there, but with no fans. The men are expected to play there in January, and the deck is still hosting a symphony, but people can only watch virtually. The COVID testing site will also continue to operate 7 days a week. Coming up tonight at 10, we will learn more about the specific actions the deck is taking to keep them afloat and if they have any hope on the horizon.
Thanks, Kendall. Switching to political news tonight, we're learning the Duluth airport told President Donald Trump's campaign they could not hold a rally there just days before the election. In an email obtained by the Star Tribune, the Duluth Airport Authority's executive director, Tom Werner, rejected an application for a rally with Vice President Mike Pence on October 26th. Werner cited the Trump campaign breaching an earlier agreement. He was referencing a rally held at the Duluth airport on September 30th. thousands of people attended. According to the Star Tribune, the campaign had signed a contract saying they would follow the state's orders of no more than 250 people. Pence eventually held his rally at the Hibbing Airport instead. About 650 people attended that. The Wisconsin Elections Commission has agreed to recount ballots cast in 2 heavily Democratic counties. The commission, evenly split between Republicans and Democrats, voted late last night to issue the recount order. The decision came after nearly 6 hours of partisan arguing. President Donald Trump paid $3 million and filed a petition for the recount. Trump claims irregularities in Milwaukee and Dane counties. Officials say no evidence of illegal activity has been presented. Minnesota's economy is making a slow recovery as the pandemic continues. Indeed, Commissioner Steve Grove discussed the latest unemployment numbers today. He says unemployment in the state dropped from 5.9% in September to 4.6% in October. That means about 137,000 people are still out of work, down from a peak of about 303,000 back in May. Grove says the decrease in unemployment isn't because people found jobs, but because they dropped out of the workforce altogether, something he says is worrisome.
We as a state remain a state that has a higher labor force participation rate than almost any state in the country, but obviously that drop is something that is concerning to us and does beg some questions about who's leaving the workforce and why.
Grove also addressed the new restrictions going into effect tomorrow. He says the next 4 weeks will be challenging, and they do expect to see more people filing for unemployment. But he says they're hopeful it will get the virus under control and lead to longer-term economic recovery. Still to come, Thanksgiving will look quite different this year for all of us. Learn how the deck plans to still celebrate the holiday next.
Today's high temp at the airport in Duluth hit 45 degrees, 11 degrees warmer than normal. Already we turn around tomorrow and come up about 2 degrees shy of normal. Things can change that quickly around our region. In fact, we could change towards a rain-snow mix in a few hours, which could slick up the roadways. And we'll talk about the odds of that happening coming up after our break.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Dr. Annabelle Butler discusses bariatric surgery, which aims to significantly and sustainably reduce body weight.
Bariatric surgery is really meant to treat the disease of obesity, and the disease of obesity comes along with several other chronic metabolic diseases, and the ones that are most common that we see would be high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, sleep apnea. A patient with diabetes who comes in for their weight loss surgery will go home and notice that they're using much less insulin, if not completely off of their insulin after surgery. Not every patient that gets bariatric surgery has a medical condition related to their obesity, but the great thing about bariatric surgery is it actually helps prevent them from developing those conditions. Really, bariatric surgery ends up adding years to a patient's life.
Dr. Butler says bariatric surgery is a proven tool for long-term, meaningful weight loss, though she knows there are misconceptions among her patients and others.
I tell them it's not a willpower issue, and that's part of the stigma of weight, but we have to change the way that we view obesity. And I keep coming back to, obesity is a disease. Patients after weight loss surgery tend to enjoy a new lease on life. They have improved physical function. They are coming off of a lot of chronic long-term medications and in general have a higher quality of life after surgery.
Bariatric surgery patients generally return to work within 2 weeks. For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medicalinsight.
It's Chevy Truck Month. It's Deck Building Month. It's Toy Hauling Month. It's Explore New Ground Month. It's the month to get things done. Make it your own and make every month Chevy Truck Month.
Get a total value of $5,500 on this 2020 Silverado Crew Cab pickup. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance towards the purchase of eligible accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Gina?
Hey, Ruby.
What are you doing?
I'm
I practice in my TikTok.
I'm Julia. Drew's ex. Are you and Drew?
No. I'm his kidney donor.
Drew needs a kidney?
Why is there a giant dog in my house?
It's breakfast time.
That's not breakfast.
That's his best trick.
A new Be Positive tonight, 8:30, 7:30 Central on CBS.
CBS3 News is brought to you by Duluth Casino. CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Heritage Window and Door. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
All right, let's talk about today's high temperatures. That warm front, as planned, really sent things into the 50s for Wisconsin, the UP, and east central Minnesota. 51 Watersmeet and Ironwood, 52 for Ashland, 55 in Hayward, 50 Superior and for Moose Lake. A little bit cooler into Minnesota, 43 for Hibbing and Grand Rapids, 45 for Hermantown and Duluth International. And even International Falls at only 39 is still 5 degrees warmer than normal. But that warm front is going, a cold front is coming, and temperatures will take a tumble tonight and will also increase our chances for a rain and snow mix. Details on that coming up. Right now, the current conditions say 40 degrees at the airport, 73% for the relative humidity with a northwest wind, 6 miles per hour, 29.88 is the air pressure, wobbling just below normal as our low pressure system comes through to bring us that overnight rain and snow mix chance. Current temp in Watersmeet 35, just a hair warmer towards Ironwood and Bessemer and Hurley, mid-30s for Ashland and Hayward and Solon Springs, but Superior upper 30s, 39 degrees there. East central Minnesota, mid to upper 30s. And North Shore numbers are going about 34 to 38 degrees, even 39 towards Two Harbors. Towards the Iron Ranges, low to mid-30s, and 30 teetering on the verge and the cusp of the 20s in International Falls. And a lot of towns for overnight lows tonight likely will dip into the 20s. Then high temps tomorrow, maybe only in the 30s at best. Doppler map right now shows a low pressure system approaching our area, has already tried to bring a couple of light rain showers to the region, and it could bring back another round as we go on through the overnight hours. It's a 40% chance for Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the UP, but our area isn't going to have it so badly. Around the Bemidji area, points west, they're looking at a winter weather advisory because they have a chance for the rain-snow mix, maybe some straight-up ice, and the chance for an inch or two of snow. I don't think we're going to get any accumulation overnight, but our roads could get slippery. Be cautious if you have that late-night commute for the graveyard shift. Then for tomorrow, cold front makes it cooler than normal by a couple of degrees, but it should be semi-dry and semi-sunny as well. Getting into the weekend, though, things could change up a little bit. Saturday could be even sunnier towards mostly sunny, but still a little bit on the cooler side. And Sunday, as this low pressure system comes to call, we get a 30% chance for a little more light snow. That probably won't add up to much either. Snow fans, I don't think the next 7 days are going to be great for you guys. Tonight, 40% chance for mix in Minnesota with lows in the 20s. And for Wisconsin and Michigan, upper 20s for the lows there with that mixed chance. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy Wisconsin, Michigan, highs 33 to 36. Minnesota highs 25 to 35 with partly sunny sky. And into the weekend, Saturday will be mostly sunny. Sunday gets a 30% chance for some flurries with a mostly cloudy sky. And the bottom line is Kristen and Kelly, who's over there ready to tell us about sports, will be fairly near normal for both high and low temperatures this week, with really only precip chances tonight, Sunday, and Tuesday.
Thanks, Dave. Thanksgiving will look different in a lot of ways this year. That includes the annual Thanksgiving Day buffet held at the deck. This year, they've had to find new ways to help those in need in the middle of a pandemic. Volunteers are hard at work today packing meal kits, and that's where we find CBS 3's Emma Quinn live at the deck for us. Emma, sounds like a busy day there today.
Yeah, Kristen, so while they're not able to have that traditional ballroom-style dinner here for the Thanksgiving Day buffet, they are hard at work making sure that something does happen, and that's making Thanksgiving meal come straight to your door. Now, 20 volunteers have spent most of the afternoon here at the deck packing up 640 Thanksgiving meal kits. And those kits including stuffing, vegetables, turkeys, and of course a turkey, so families can spend Thanksgiving together and cook a meal together. Now, starting this evening, they had more than 100 drivers deliver those kits to families in Duluth, Superior, Croquet. And earlier this evening, there was
tons of cars out in the deck parking lot picking up these kits, and organizers say it was incredibly important to keep the event going this year.
People need the food, they need the support. A lot of people have been isolated in their homes due to health issues, and we need to be there to help them. And it's been fun working with the community and having something positive happen.
They are also packing up bagged meals to send to Chum and the Damiano Center for those who don't have access to a hot meal. And organizers are hoping that bringing the meals to families will help those living in more rural areas. Kristen?
And Emma, will the volunteers be doing anything next week during Thanksgiving?
They will, Kristen. So starting on Monday, they'll be cooking a hot meal. And then come Thursday, those hot meals, about 3,000 of them will be delivered on Thanksgiving Day to families here in Duluth.
Wow. Good deed done on a busy week. Thanks, Emma. Coming up in sports, some tough but expected new guidelines for fans at UMD hockey games. Kelly is in next with the details.
Move snow with your new John Deere from Duluth Lawn and Sport.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
For your holiday gatherings, turn to Super One Foods. Holiday cookies make for some of life's sweetest moments. At Super One, you'll find all the ingredients you need, plus trays of holiday cookies from our bakery experts. Happy holidays from everyone at Super One Foods.
November is Black Stainless Month at Johnson Mertz, and the best time to save big on brands you love, including Whirlpool. Whether you're replacing one appliance or your entire kitchen suite, consider Whirlpool's Black Stainless as a softer, warmer alternative to traditional stainless steel. Plus, its fingerprint-resistant finish makes cleanup a breeze. So hurry in during Black Stainless Month and upgrade your kitchen with Whirlpool appliances. Johnson Mertz, it's a trusted name.
The balances on your credit cards are worse than your yoga poses.
It's going to be a stretch to make those payments.
Call Consolidated Credit. They can lower your interest rates to get you out of debt fast without destroying your credit. The program works. Call Consolidated Credit. Call
1-800-322-8269. 1-800-322-8269.
We can help you at Ketamine North Infusion Center.
I was stuck in a gray area. The first treatment, I actually laughed and scared myself because I hadn't heard myself laugh in years.
Visit us online. Be well with us at Ketamine North Infusion.
What do you get when you add care from Essentia Health and coverage from UCare? Essentia Care, now available for a more affordable price. Essentia Care's Medicare Advantage plans have premiums that start at $0 per month in select counties. You'll be able to see your Essentia Health provider at our 15 hospitals and 71 clinics. Plus, Essentia Care plans allow you the freedom to see any provider who accepts Medicare. Compare and shop plans at ucare.org/EssentiaCare.
Well, we love showing you how amazing Minnesota is. It's been even more fun having you show us. Thank you for continuing to safely support Minnesota hospitality businesses. ExploreMinnesota.com.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, turn to CBS3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS3.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
For your holiday gatherings, turn to Super One Foods. Holiday cookies make for some of life's sweetest moments. At Super One, you'll find all the ingredients you need, plus trays of holiday cookies from our bakery experts. Happy holidays from everyone at Super One Foods.
Live Local CBS3. Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
Yesterday, Governor Tim Walz announced a lot of new restrictions halting youth sports as well as large gatherings. So naturally, the UMD women's hockey team, they've announced guidelines for fan attendance for their 2 home series over the next 2 months. UMD women's hockey games played at Amsoil Arena will be closed to all fans. That includes family participants as well as staff. through the end of the 2020 calendar year, of course, due to COVID-19. The mandate impacts the team's home series against Minnesota on November 27th through the 28th and St. Cloud State on December 4th through the 5th. Road series policies will be up to the host school, so no word on whether or not UMD's opponent tomorrow night will allow fans. Puck drop in Mankato against the Mavericks is at 6:07 p.m. UMD was picked to finish 4th in the WCHA preseason coaches poll. The Timberwolves made the best possible choice with what was available. I mean, they didn't draft LaMelo Ball, so that's a win in itself. They went for a 6'5" guard with the first overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft. Anthony Edwards averaged over 19 points per game with the Georgia Bulldogs last season. He is only 19 years old after he reclassified himself in high school to enter college early. And now he's just stoked to play alongside guys like Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell.
I got two superstars alongside of me, so I'm not really going to feel too much pressure. But I'm going to do what I always do, bring what I bring to the table, and just impact the game other ways. Like, they already can score the ball, so defensively I'm going to impact the game. Again, being the guard, the best guard rebounder on the team that I can possibly be, and just being locked in and doing whatever the coach needs me to do, to be honest.
Timberwolves general manager Gerson Rosas says that they listened to many trade proposals from other teams on their pick, but ultimately decided to pull the trigger themselves on Edwards.
You know, we had conversations with over 10 teams about number one, and it was very intriguing. The reality is where we had our value for Anthony was better than any deal that we were going to get there. But we considered a lot of offers down to when we made the decision to make the pick. We just felt for our organization and moving forward. The talent was too special. The upside was too special. And we're betting on Anthony. And he's a special kid who's got a bright future ahead of him.
Let's hope so. Well, last week's win over the Jaguars didn't come without a cost for the Green Bay Packers. Davante Adams left the game briefly with a leg injury, only to come back into the game and catch the game-winning touchdown. Adams is now listed with an ankle injury. He was a limited participant in practice yesterday, but didn't practice at all this afternoon. Earlier this week, Davante talked with the media about what happened against Jacksonville.
They weren't holding me back. They were kind of just trying to make sure I was good, trying to get a good assessment for what was going on with my injury, and then just kind of leaving it up to me. And I think it's been a history of that with my ankles in the past, just kind of listening to me and seeing how I feel. You know, ankle is a little bit different than a hammy in the sense that you can kind of tough through it if, you know, depending on how you're feeling.
Packers face the Bears on Sunday. That's going to do it for sports. We'll have more here back tonight at 10. Kristen, I'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Kelly. And Dave, can we get a final check of the weather here on this Friday Eve?
Yeah, I was just getting the final tweaks put on things here, taking a look at any updates, and they were really quite minor. So what we're looking at then is a descent in temperatures. No more 50s. Tomorrow back into the 30s for the rest of the week. Slight chance for a rain-snow mix tonight. Watch out when you're traveling.
All right, thanks for joining us.